Hi, I'm Ashley Worth.
And I'm Griffin Perea.
And we're here to talk to you about the Cannabis Regulatory and Enforcement Unit.
The Cannabis Pilot Program, consisting of the State Water Board, the Central Valley Regional Board, the North Coast Regional Board, as well as the California Department of Fish and Wildlife Northern Region, was established in 2014 with 4 positions allocated to the Central Valley region. The program functions as a collaborative effort bringing together Water Board staff with law enforcement and scientists with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. In development of the Cannabis Pilot Program, staff experienced a steep learning curve related to the cannabis industry, including the identification of common practices and their potential impacts. Through coordination with law enforcement and getting our feet wet in the field, staff were able to identify the primary concerns related to cannabis cultivation activities. Many of the environmental damages associated with cannabis cultivation often stem from site preparation activities, many times conducted on steep slopes and rugged terrain. Site preparation often involves illicit grading, timber conversion and land clearing activities, as well as road and watercourse crossing construction. Without attention to best management practices controlling stormwater runoff, these types of activities ultimately lead to erosion and sediment discharge to nearby watercourses. In addition to erosion and sediment discharge, other water quality threats at cannabis sites include the improper storage and disposal of fertilizers, chemical nutrients in potting soils, a wide variety of pesticides, fuels, trash, and untreated human waste. Sites can also involve the unauthorized diversion and storage of water associated with irrigation practices. These violations are often referred to the State Water Resources Control Board Division of Water Rights. In identifying the concerns relating to cannabis cultivation activities, the program was headed off by heavy enforcement efforts to send a strong message and to promote a deterrent effect to would-be polluters in the industry. Water Board staff has participated in over 20 joint site inspections in coordination with California Department of Fish and Wildlife law enforcement officers and scientists. These site inspections have resulted in staff's issuance of numerous notices of violation, more than 8 cleanup and abatement orders, and 2 administrative civil liability complaints totaling nearly $400,000 in administrative penalties. Due to staff's enforcement efforts, the program has seen drastic improvement at numerous sites as a result of cleanup efforts related to staff's formal and informal enforcement actions. In addition to enforcement efforts, staff have been actively engaged in permitting medicinal cannabis cultivation sites in the Central Valley region under the Medicinal Cannabis General Order. Permitting and compliance with the General Order requires extensive public outreach and education in addition to coordination with local agencies. Each county has unique ordinances related to cannabis cultivation which must be taken into account when permitting sites under the General Order. The Redding staff have received over 600 applications in 2016, many of which were received between May and September. To date, the Redding staff has issued over 500 notices of applicability. To aid in leveraging limited staff resources, the program was allotted funding to create the Cannabis Identification and Prioritization System, otherwise known as CIPS. CIPS is a GIS-based program that will allow staff to map and trace permitted and enforcement sites, rank sites relative to risk to water quality, and detect changes over time. In full capacity, the Cannabis Regulatory and Enforcement Unit will have 5 positions in the Redding office, 4 staff and 1 senior and program manager, and 1 staff in the Rancho office. Our main priorities for the year will be to continue our enrollment and general order compliance efforts, requiring continued public outreach and education. The biggest challenge that we will see in the upcoming years will be coordination with agencies who are now responsible for regulating medicinal cannabis cultivation and now recreational cannabis cultivation.
It sure has been a busy year.
Yeah, it has.
Thanks for stopping by.